Okay, hey, this is Simon with part two. Now we're just looking for Wednesday, how the algos work. And I was pretty clear. Look for the blue squares. That's where I want everyone to start, right? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do it the without the levels there. So we'll do chart settings, and we'll do chart drawings, and we're just gonna get rid of all the levels. Right? So this is just naked. You don't have to know where everything is. And we're going to also strip this thing down by getting rid of the moving averages. And looking at the moving averages and the VWAP. Now, you just have a naked chart. Let's go to what I discussed, right? There's, at minimum, you want a green bar or a white bar on the turn. And the best ones come when you have a double triangle that looks like this. And then the last piece is context, which is what you need the levels for, right? As to whether you're long or short or why you're going long in a particular area. So now let's look at what worked. Let's go to 8:30 in the morning. And we're going to start on one thing. Double triangles on the turn bar or on the second bar up, right? For longs, the squares have to be on the bottom. For shorts, the squares have to be on top. And we are going to go to, and I want you to remember, they don't always have to show up where you want them to show up, right? So let's go look. First double square to the long side that I see on the 24 tick is at 1036. There was a 40 tick that showed up, but I don't want to do multiple charts. That would be your trade one if you were looking for a long double triangle, a double square on the turn to the long side, right? As you come through and you're looking, here's your next double square, 1148, New York lunch, no shock. And that wasn't the low swing, but that's a stop. Let's just go through it and look at them as they develop. Double square, not green. But so out of those three, if you go back and look, this one was worth 20 to 30. This one was worth about 20. This is a full stop right there, right? The strongest algo that we have, right? The strongest algo that we have, blue bar with green square, 1215. That takes you from 24,678, right, for 200 points. Okay, so I want you to understand the risk reward proposition here. Minus 18, 20 to 30. The prior one is 20 to 30, 200, right? Double square right here at 1228. Not the strongest one, but still very good. Double square at 1:03 p.m. Please don't tell me there's not money-making opportunities. There are. Double square green side to the short side for those who want to short. It's worth 50 to 100 points. And if you traded Asia, double square down. I don't, and double square up. Again, I'm not saying they're trading in Asia, so it doesn't much matter. Okay, next. So you should have had just a fine day. By the way, if you traded the end of the day, the purple double square down. You should be able to go through most days and look at that and find P&L, just so you know, right? It's not just yesterday here, just so we can do a quick spot check. Double squares, right? I'm hunting for my double squares. Double square on the turn. I get paid, right? This is 9:30. I'm just picking a day out in random. Strongest algo there is, 1259, double square. Double square down, right? Double square up, that's a stop. That's a stop. Oh, that's all in Asia, not a shock, right before London Open. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. So next, the next trade that I would look for, again, if I was trading this totally random, had no idea where support resistance is and no idea where the market is going to go. So this is take two of what worked yesterday. And I want to thank Mike for pointing this out to me because I just wasn't focused on it. I knew about it, but I was not focused on it. So I want to show you this, right? It will really, really help you when the market's going up or down, okay? Does not work every time, okay? As nothing does. When you get an algo up, if you look for the second, now you want to add support resistance to all this. If you go along the second green bar variant, so green, orange, and white, right, in the direction of second bar up, lifts. Green bar, second bar up, has to be green, right, lifts. No second bar up. It still works when it's in a column like this, but obviously you'd like bar one to be green, bar two to be green, second one to be up. And if you look, bar one, bar two, take off. Bar one, bar two, take off. I'll show you the short side in just a moment. Short side obviously has more failure than longs. You're in consolidation up here. You want to wait till it pulls back. Here's a stop. If you try to grab after the break of this consolidation, that's a stop. Bar one, bar two, you had to scalp out of it. Bar one, bar two, stop. Bar one, bar two is all the way over here. So you really want to compact it up kind of like this. Like I'd want it in a pretty tight sequential range. The higher you go up in the column, the correct stop is on the swing, by the way. The correct stop is on the swing. So bar one, if you look at each of these, if you go bar one, bar two, stop on the swing, you did fine, but that's a big stop. So it has to balance out how you're looking at it, right? And if you look, right, like for example, see how we've gotten under VWAP here? It just flips. Bar one, bar two, break away. Bar one, bar two, stop. Bar one, no second bar. Bar one, bar two, break away. Bar one, bar two, that's probably a stop. Bar one, bar two, fall away. You really have to have an idea of where you want to trade that, and I would expect more stops on the short than the long side. See how we're all the way down here, guys? So see how we go, we break the swing. See how we're in supernova here? Bar one, bar two, go. I'd say this is bar one, bar two, go. And that bar two had a double square on it, excuse me, right? So as you're pushing, right, and you've gone up, you would look for it to go, hey, we're accelerating away. So it's going to flip. It's going to flip once you get this impulse move, right? So you'll notice that you're not getting a bar one, bar two sequence because you can't generate that sequence in a up move. It's harder to generate it, right? So let me be clear. If I was going to perfect that particular setup, what I would look for is I'd go bar one, bar two, and I'd want it to fall away from bar two. So bar one, enter bar two, fall away. It's a momentum trade. Bar one, bar two, bar one. So see where that purple bar was? I really would have wanted like this bar down here. Didn't do it, right? Bar one, bar two. It's got to be fast. It's you pretty much, that's go or don't go. So it's very important to know where you're lining up with support or resistance. I can tell you, I was watching this. This was impossible to catch. It was right near the close, and they just short squeezed the daylights out of people. If you'll add up where you're taking the trades at VWAP, or like for example, this is a VWAP, right? This double square makes perfect sense that we would roll down from it. What people try to do when they come in the room is they try to make one trade their trade. And if I was going to do that, I would do one trade, right? I would do the double square, and if I had to pick one, blue square, green square, I would take the loss on that trade every single time if it's on the first or second bar. And I would, to be clear, take losses, right? But I know what I'm looking for in that sequence. When you put it all together, like for example, see how we're rolling down, multiple diamonds up. I'm now looking for reasons to go long once I get those diamonds up. Now I've broken the swing. I'm looking for this long in a wide-ranging market, right? I am looking for that long in a wide-ranging market. Use all your tools. Don't stop thinking and don't get fixated, right? What you're going to get fixated on is support and resistance. So now I'm going to shift gears one more time. I'm going to go back to this other chart now that has everything on it. Now, look at that same roll down. See how this is rolling down? Do you think I'm going long anywhere in here? Let me answer. I am not. I am not going long anywhere in there. I'm not even thinking about it, right? Thinking about here, right? Probably, because I'm pretty aggressive, I'm probably taking that and getting stopped. And I am definitely taking that right out of support. Not only that, but I'm going, hey, that's the first time in, right? That's a double green blue square. That could really go. What do I need for that to really go? So that was just below value area low from Tuesday, right? I'm into unfair pricing. I'm into support. I get my double square. I can shoot all of fair value. So I can shoot that all the way through the range, right? I'm looking for them. So what would be the next step, right? I've got to get above the 100, forms the cradle, right? Double square long. Now I can shoot. Now I have to get above the 200, get above the 200, white bar up instead of green bar. It's a variant of the green bar. And what does it shoot? That would be my ultimate target. Back to the upside, right? Focus on your best setups. We auction all the way through, back to VWAP, white square, green square, which is the inverse of the blue square, green square for the roll back down. Where's my targets? 100, 200, and if we can, shoot the gap back to 24,748. And obviously they could not do that. And you can see overnight they pushed back down. Here's your in Asia, blue square, green square. These, I'd have to rework these, which I'm about to do. And then you'll see you push up and out to the upside. And I just haven't had a very good short signal up in this area yet. So we'll see what it does. And my primary concept is to buy the dip at support with the algo, get paid, look for the daily and hourly traps, and roll that thing back up and get paid. That's the basic concept, right? So now let's go and set the charts for today. So now we're going to save this as and then we're going to come over here to, let's start with the profile and rework it, right? So first, I was forget about this to duplicate the chart, and now I have to go erase all these. It'll take just a second. Okay, so first, start thinking about the day. My assumption is wide-ranging balance. That's my assumption, right? For two, we need to move the value area. So I finally traded above value area high from this date. I'm going to remember where that is, but I'm going to move this now because I traded above. I'm still inside, but my new value area that's important to me is going to shift to 250471, and I'm going to switch this up. I finally have taken out the value area high from Friday. Okay, this is going to go away. This goes away. I'm not going to mark off because it's getting too many lines on the chart, but you want to pay attention to 24,940. Prior day's POC will act as a magnet. I'm not going to mark it off. I'm getting too many areas on here. This needs to, you can see they came in and filled this gap. I'm going to change this. And what I want to be aware of is the single prints and the low volume prints right down here. I'll get that off the hourly to mark off the low and the high more precisely. And I have a poor high at 25,123 and would like to see us put some excess in at the high. That's the definition of a poor high from a profile standpoint. This was a poor high. This had a drop of excess, but you'd like to see some excess up here. If not, they'll continue auctioning to the upside. Prior day's low. There's some single prints down here, and this is how I would note that. Just be like this. Let's see, it's going to cover a wide area. And so what I would hope is that the hourly will give me some more clarity in there, so I don't have a 65 to 34. Otherwise, I end up with a 60-point range, which is fine if that's what it is. And I don't have what I see as a very distinguishable low volume node in here that both coincides with the volume profile and the TPO, so I'll just leave that alone. And then I know still above that we have these single prints up here that need to be re-auctioned, particularly this area here, so you can see where I'm pointing, specifically this area right in here, right? That low volume node, you'd think we need to come in, and then this returns us to the scene of the crime, right? So trying to see, there's not much else on that chart that I'm particularly concerned with. 74 to 65 is the clear support from this. We need excess above 25, 123.50, and yeah, that's that. So we'll go on to the hourly. Going to erase that, and we'll go on to the hourly. And so that's what that ends up looking like. So from the profile, I know I had a balanced day. 24,940 is the point of control. So now if I'm thinking, oh, we're going to go lower. Well, if we're going to go lower, several things will happen today. First of all, I'll be below prior day's volume point of control, which is 24,940. That's an easy landmark. Next, I'll be below 24,811 and hold below. Right, I'll get acceptance below 24,811 to explore prices lower. Then finally, I'll trade below the prior day's low where there's likely responsive buyers the first time, right? And then if I establish and hold below 24,665, I can come back and explore the low of 1014 and the low of 1010, right? And if I get acceptance underneath those, then I can come and explore these support and resistance areas down below. Okay, so that's step one. And what that makes that chart look like is, here I'll change the color so you can see where that lines up. And that becomes this area right down here. So this gray, this gray, right, from 24,734 to 24,665, that all comes from, right, that all comes from this one little area back over here. So everything from 2746 and a quarter all the way down to 24,665, I will be looking for my setups in here. Next, we go to the hourly, right? So if I look at the hourly, I need to make some adjustments. So this zone is gone. This becomes yesterday's high, pretty easy to mark off. That becomes, let's see, copy and move, yesterday's low, mark that red. We'll change this to white. Not prior day's low. Let's see what else we have over here that's untested. This zone and this zone remains the same. Again, this is all on an inside day. So see how we're sweeping through this area sometimes and holding this area? I'd put a tentative zone right here. Man, I really hate this. Let's see. Kind of goes like that. But see how big that is? I hate it, right? So I would tighten it up a little bit. So I know I want to take out this swing down here if I can, or get down into this area, so that lets me move it down a drop. And then I'm going to, man, I hate this thing. I just hate that zone. Like I would make it weaker than weak. Like it is the zone, but it's right in the mid of the range, right? If I had a weaker color, I'm not going to add another color, but I almost don't even want to put this zone there, right? It's there, but I'd be very cautious in that 880 to 840 area. It's going to be a great setup. I know it's Globex low and it held, but I hate when you're in the middle of a sweeping range. See how it holds and then it doesn't hold, right? You really want to get on the edges, and there's no way to get on the edge over here. And obviously, if we can get below the, see how we took out the swing there, comes in on the swing over here, and then we push back up. You really want to get on that edge. So, and then up here, let's look back to the left. Here's the problem with this over here is this big white sweeping bar. So again, all of this is going to be purple up here. There's just not a lot of reasons. I'm not going to discuss the white dotted lines. I'll discuss that in the room in the market preview. There's not a whole lot of reason to be overly optimistic. You could put zones everywhere, right? I could put a zone here, put a zone here. We traded through this. The issue with this is this could become a head and shoulders, but there's really, I would actually get rid of that zone. We traded through it. That zone would move up to the prior day's high. And there's not a lot of excess up there. Like I said, that's a pretty poor high, so I'll just leave it. Watch for the trap at 25,117. And then there's an old resistance zone at 25,160 to 25,200. So I'd get rid of this upper zone. Just be aware there's potential head and shoulders here. Left shoulder. I'll just draw it out for you so you can see it. Left shoulder, head, and then this will become the right shoulder. Something to watch out for. See how we have this ascending pennant here? One, higher highs, higher lows all the way through here, right? So watch for it to form that head and shoulders, come down, then close above for the upside breakout. Would be the one thing I would note on that side. And then obviously you'd want to break. Like the other thing I would watch out for is there's obviously a trend line going here. It looks kind of like, that may not be perfect, but kind of like that. Doesn't mean anything if it breaks it, just it's there, all right? Higher highs, higher lows, and you haven't been able to close below those 2 points. So that's the only other thing I would add, and I would say resistance is up above. Unless I see a specific pattern form, there's just nothing. Like I said, it's a bunch of junk inside of the prior day. We're just filling in volume there. Sometimes you're left with something that's not very satisfying. That's what we have in this situation. And then let's see what else we did. I think that's it. That's what I'm going with. So I'm left with this. Right, support levels below. Oh, I know what I have. Why do I have these yellow lines? Where are they coming from? Where are the yellow lines coming from? Let's see. Don't have them on my profile. I don't have them on my hourly. Therefore, they're gone. I don't know why you're here, but we're getting rid of you. 8, 11, 24, 881, 24, 8, 23. I don't know why these solid yellow lines are here, so I'm getting rid. Oh, I know where these are coming from. Let's see. That's where they're coming from. Yellow is the strongest. Okay, I'll update that before I send it out. Anyways, that's now I know where the yellow lines are coming from. So again, I did not put the point of control, just value area high, value area low, point of control, fair. So in between the yellow lines, fair value, and we are currently trading above 25.041, above yesterday's fair value. The target's 25.117.50 to the upside, and you can see that as of right now, buyers are in overall control and they're grinding up. It's earnings season, that not be unusual. So for all the bears, good luck. If it rolls down, that's great. I'll adapt. But that's a hard bet to make during earnings season. So anyways, have a great day, guys. That's how I do it.